There are several different ways that you can get an aggravated battery. And we're going to talk about one. It's you can touch someone, yes, just touch them with a deadly weapon. And that touch is called aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. And it's really very serious, even though the injury isn't. It's a second-degree felony, punishable by up to 15 years maximum. And this charge even scores a bit of mandatory prison, but that's a topic for another day. I want you to keep in mind that aggravated battery causing serious bodily harm, a different charge, focuses on injury. Today, we're focusing on weapon. Aggravated battery with a deadly weapon doesn't need much injury, just a touching, and you've got yourself potentially prison time. For example, if you just slap somebody with your open hand, that's a misdemeanor, depending on the injury. It's punishable by up to a year in jail. But if you do that same slap and you have a firearm, a gun in your hand, this is commonly referred to as a pistol whipping, that same action becomes an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon and you go to prison for that. So no injury, just you hit them with a gun versus your wrists or your hand. The problem was not with firearms, but everything else could be a deadly weapon too, depending on how it's used. The definition is an instrument that will likely cause death or great bodily harm when used as designed. So if you shoot someone with a stun gun, you're not going to have an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon because a stun gun isn't designed to cause death or great bodily harm. But if you shoot someone with a regular firearm, of course, you've got aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. That's what guns are designed to do. So keep that in mind. There's so many different aggravated batteries out there, and there's even mandatory minimums that come with this stuff, especially with firearms. You can get 10, 20, 25 years mandatory on firearm stuff. The line gets blurry on an aggravated battery with a deadly weapon when you look at objects that aren't firearms. Take a broomstick, for example. We'll talk about a case with a broomstick. If you look at a martial artist, I don't think Bruce Lee would have any problem killing people with a broomstick or even a feather, from what I've heard. This was back in the day. But in real life, we had a Brevard County case where a guy was convicted of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, and he beat his girlfriend with a broomstick. So it was a plastic broomstick, and she didn't have any injuries. But she testified at the trial that it was very painful to get this beat down. Well, the conviction was overturned. The aggravated battery didn't stand up. It was thrown out because it's never proven that the broomstick was used in a way that could cause great bodily harm or death. So it's not just the broomstick, but it's also how are you using it. This guy's Brevard case was thrown out. But remember, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon doesn't require much in the way of injury. And I think that's where people get confused a lot. It's just, are you using something in a deadly manner? Or are you using a deadly device itself? That will get you in trouble. That could possibly send you to prison for aggravated battery. These are the things that you want to look out for. You want to call a good local attorney. And I do wish you luck on your case. Thanks for watching. Take care.